Hi, I'm Steve Thomas. This is the Women's World Cup of Classical Music from the Cacophony podcast. It's the quarterfinals. Thanks for joining us and welcome. There are just 7 games left in our celebration of classical music from around the world, written by women. Today, it's Spain versus Portugal, a local derby, but first, Switzerland versus USA. For Switzerland, it's Christmas, with this beautiful carol, The Christ Child in the Woods, by Julius Schwarz, the choice of Katharina Nohl, founder of the Swiss Female Composers Festival. When we spoke for her Cacophony podcast episode, composer, footballer and fan Sage Shurman was pretty excited about America's prospects in the football. Hopefully continued success in the Women's World Cup of Classical Music will have eased the shock of the favourites crashing out. Today, we hear from Sage Shurman herself with What Makes Your Heart Beat, a deliberate attempt at positivity written in the midst of COVID lockdowns for the unusual combination of violin and guitar. And then it's Spain versus Portugal. Our curator from Spain, composer Inés Medina-Fernández, has recently moved to the countryside, where timeless old world views have inspired a new, otherworldly direction in her music. We hear Muebe, one of her latest pieces. It's another contrasting piece for Portugal, music for a rectory, Música para uma reitoria, for cello and piano, by the Brooklyn-based Andrea Pinto Correa. The rectory in this case is in the University of Porto, and the piece is meditative and thought-provoking. 4 quite different pieces that give us plenty to think about actually, maybe tricky decisions coming up. Have a listen to the music and then vote using the simple form. There's a link to the music in the show notes, or it will follow automatically if you're listening on YouTube. You can learn more about the pieces from Spain, America and Switzerland in our podcast conversations with the curating composers. Be sure to check them out on your podcast player or at cacophonyonline.com. Let's get as many people as possible hearing this music and voting in the final rounds of the Women's World Cup of Classical Music. Please tell your friends to listen and share on social media. Come back for more next time, and thanks for listening.